So, are you ready for the Passé Compsé Part 2? I think you are. Allons-y! So, remember with the Passé Compsé, you had to have a helping verb and a past participle, which is the past action. In Part 1, the helping verb was avoir, and to form the past participle, you dropped the ending and added the past ending. For ER verbs, that new ending is an ER accent aigu. For IR verbs, it's I, and for RE verbs, it's you. And there are a bunch of irregulars. So for Part 2, we're going to learn that not all verbs take avoir as a helping verb. There are some verbs that take être. You will need to know which verbs are être verbs. But good news, there are ways to help you remember these verbs. We will see those later in the video. First, let's remember how to conjugate être. Je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. The rules are still the same to forming the past participle. For ER verbs, it's still ER accent aigu. For IR verbs, I, and RE verbs, you. And there are just a few irregulars. You can see that there are 5 listed, but really there are just 3 to remember. Venir becomes venu, naître is né, and mourir is mort. Alright, so here are the verbs that take être as a helping verb. We have descendre, rentrer, monter, revenir, sortir, venir, aller, naître, devenir, entrer, rester, tomber, retourner, arriver, mourir, partir, and passer. We can remember these verbs by using the acronym Dr. and Mrs. Vandertramp. And you can remember them by thinking of them as verbs of motion, of direction. Study this image and pay attention to how the people are moving about. Now, there is one extra step in this part that we need to know when we are using Dr. and Mrs. Vandertramp verbs. We also have to make sure these verbs agree with their subject. What? I know. Don't freak out. We can do this. Just like we do when using adjectives, we're going to make the verb agree by adding an E when the subject is feminine, an S when the subject is plural, and if the subject is both feminine and plural, we'll add an ES. See? That's not so bad. So, bring to class with you a copy of the steps and the list of verbs. You can find an image you like on the internet and print it or copy it. Be ready to practice when we're in class tomorrow. Au revoir.